Okay, fourth grade. So before we left for break, we had finished chapter 10 and we were doing some review. We are going to skip chapter 11 because I think chapter 11 is too tricky for you guys to try to do at home. So we're going to skip it. It's not going to make an effect on your further education because we already talked about angles, so no need to worry there. We're going to jump right into chapter 12, which is measurement units. I am on page 639 in your math book, so go ahead and get that out. Show what you know. The first three are telling time. So go ahead and pause the video, write in the times, and then unpause it when you are ready to see the answers. Okay, so for number one, we talked about how when the hour hand is in between two numbers, you fall back. Okay, so this hour hand is in between the 1 and the 2. We fall back to 1, and the 6 means 30 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes. All right, number 2, we can see that the hour hand is in between two numbers. So we fall back and find that it is 6:30. And number 3, we fall back and it is 12:30. Okay, just a little review for you there. And if we move down, we are multiplying one-digit numbers and we're finding the product. We just did a whole bunch of review on this last week, so hopefully this looks quite familiar and you're like, oh yeah, I get that. So go ahead and pause the video and then we will go through it together. All right, so 84 times 7. 7 times 4 is 28. Carry the 2. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 2 is 58. 536 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48. Carry the 4. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 4 is 28. And 5 times 8 is 40, plus 2 is 42. 748 times 5. 8 times 5 is 40, carry the 4. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 4 is 24. And 7 times 5 is 35, plus 2 is 37. 2,524 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8, nothing to carry. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10, write the 0, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 360 times 9. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 6 is 58. No, it's not. 9 times 6 is 54. Apparently I got a little rusty too. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 5. And put the comma in. 296 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 1 is 28. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 888. That's fun. And number 10. 1,428 times 4. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 1 is 17. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. 64 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 6 is 30. Plus 2. All right, and we're going to skip the bottom one. So now that we've got some review out of the way, we've got our brains clicking, okay, we're going to skip right over to 12.1, which is on page 641. All right, so 12.1 is going to be about measurement benchmarks. So Jack says the length of his bike is about 4 yards. Use the benchmark units below to determine if Jack's statement is reasonable. So your knuckle from the line on your finger to the top is about 1 inch. Okay, maybe not yours because you have teeny tiny fingers. A license plate that's on the back of a car is about 1 foot. A baseball bat, for those of you that play baseball, is about a yard. There's 3 feet in 1 yard, okay, so that's a yard. And 1 mile, you can travel or you can run 1 mile in about 20 minutes, or maybe he's walking. I would say he's probably walking, okay? So they want to know about Jack's bike, okay? Is his bike about 4 yards? Well, if 1 yard is a baseball bat, and you lay 4 of those baseball bats back to back, do you think that is a reasonable estimate for his bike? Okay? What do you think? A baseball bat is about 1 yard. Since Jake's bike is shorter than 4 times the baseball bat, his bike is shorter than 4 yards. So if you think about putting 4 baseball bats together, it's going to be a really long bike, right? And I'm going to guess that Jake is not that long. So Jake's statement is not reasonable. Jake's bike is about, how many bat lengths do you think a bike is? I would guess about 2, maybe 2.5. Okay, bats long. You also have customary units of measurement for volume, which is liquid. So you can have a cup, which is 8 ounces, 8 fluid ounces. There's a pint, a quart, a half gallon, and a gallon. You're going to see half gallon and gallon the most when you buy milk. And then for down here, you have weight. 1 ounce is about a pencil, a pound could be a loaf of bread, and a ton is a car, okay? So about how much liquid is in a mug of hot chocolate? Think of a mug, like a coffee mug, okay? Most mugs are about 8 fluid ounces. How much does a grapefruit weigh? If you had to pick one of these, you would most likely pick 1 pound for the grapefruit. You are going to want to keep this page handy because when you go on to do your homework, you're going to want it near you. All right. Here are some more units of measurement. This is in metric. Metric is mostly measured over in Europe. They use the metric system. We don't generally use it here in the States, but sometimes you'll hear somebody say a kilometer or a meter, okay? And we do have a meter stick, but you're most commonly going to hear feet and miles. And then we also have a milliliter, which is the eyedropper, and a liter. You buy a liter of soda at the gas station sometimes. And then gram and kilogram. All right, so you're going to use the benchmarks to choose the metric unit, okay? Metric unit you would use to measure. So here's the metric units. They put them over here for you, okay? So they want the mass of a strawberry. So go back to where it had the metric mass, and that was page 642. It says metric units of mass. It's the gram and the kilogram, okay? How much, what do you think is the mass of a strawberry? Okay, how would you measure the strawberry? So mass is gram and kilogram. Would you use grams or would you use kilograms? That's what they want to know. You would use gram to measure a strawberry because 1 kilogram is about the weight of a baseball bat. That would be the biggest strawberry ever. The length of a cell phone. So if you look back on page 642, they have metric units of length, okay? So centimeter, meter, and kilometer are going to be your lengths. What would you use to measure a cell phone? A meter is a meter stick, and I will show you one. Oh. Okay, this is a meter stick. Are you going to use that to measure a cell phone? 10 of these is a kilometer, or maybe 100 of these is a kilometer. Biggest cell phone ever. You would use the centimeter. So all your homework today, all these problems you're going to do, you're going to have a lot of flipping back to the pages that have the guides for you, the charts for you, because there's no way you're going to be able to remember it. So flip back and forth, and that's okay. Circle the best answer, the width of a teacher's desk. Not the length, but the width of it. So remember, this is a meter stick. Is this about how wide my desk is? Or is it 10 of these sticks together? If it was 10 of these sticks, I would have the biggest desk known to man. The amount of liquid a punch bowl holds. Have you ever seen a punch bowl? It's like a big bowl that you dip a ladle in and you take punch out of. Do you think it's 2 liters or do you think it's 20 liters? A liter of soda is something, remember, that you buy at the grocery store, okay? It's definitely probably 2 liters. The distance between Seattle, which is in Washington, and San Francisco, which is in California. So looking at our map, California is down by the Pacific Ocean. Washington, you have to go through Oregon and up to Washington. So it's definitely more than 6 miles. It's 680 miles. All right. What would you use to measure the length of a football field? We are measuring in customary units, which is what we measure with in the States. And you are measuring the length of something, so you can use inch, foot, or yard. A football field. Yard. Hopefully you chose yard. Okay? The weight of a pumpkin. Think about the pumpkins. Ounce and pound are what we use for weight. What do you think a pumpkin would be? Pound? Pound is correct. Okay, think about a newborn baby and they tell you how much they weigh in pounds, right? What is going to be the answer for a weight of a watermelon? Do you think the watermelon is 4 pounds or do you think it is 4 ounces? It is 4 pounds. Forgot to pick a marker. And the amount of liquid a fish tank holds. This can be pretty tricky because I can think of a fish tank like a little fish bowl, right, that you would put on your counter with one goldfish swimming around. But they're talking about a tank. Think about a tank like maybe my dentist's office used to have a fish tank and it was pretty large. So I would go with 10 gallons of water because we are talking about a tank, not a fish bowl. All right, let's look on the next page. And let's look down at our homework. Your homework is going to be on Google Forms, okay? It's attached to this video, it's underneath it. You have all of these questions to do for you. Make sure you are looking as your homework is on the form. The customary units and the metric units, these little charts right here, those are not on the form. So have your book open so that you can see when they're asking you for customary, what it is. When they're asking you for metric, what it is, okay? And make sure that you're using the charts in your book. 641, 642, that'll help you get through the assignment. If you have any questions, make sure you call me on Google Hangouts. I'll be more than happy to help you. When you're done with your homework, you have review on IXL. It is E1, it is division to 10. Some of you might have already started this and you just need to finish it up, okay? So it's just a review. 7 divided by 1. 20 divided by 2. Okay, you should fly right through this. If you need help, use your multiplication chart that's in your assignment notebook. If you need anything, get a hold of me on Google Hangouts. I will be there for you. All right, see you guys tomorrow.